In the world of golf, where tradition meets innovation, one name has become synonymous with revolution and controversy. This is the story of a golfer whose journey from polarizing figure to rising star has captivated the sport. In the early stages of his career, the antics and quirky style that made him famous were divisive amongst fans and his peers. Yet, as the landscape of golf continued to evolve, golf's outcasts began to drive a new wave of appreciation. Once a figure of intense debate, he is now celebrated for his pioneering spirit, joyful on-course energy, and transformative impact on the game. He's not only transforming the way golf is played, but also revolutionizing how it's consumed, both at the highest level of professional tournaments and through his immensely popular YouTube channel. This is not only a story about change, but about perhaps the greatest PR turnaround in the history of sports. This story is about Bryson DeChambeau. Bryson DeChambeau's journey in golf began far from the lush fairways of professional courses. Growing up in Modesto, California, he was introduced to the game by his father, who recognized his unique talents early on. With a natural affinity for science and math, Bryson would later take his fascination with physics to Southern Methodist University. At SMU, he pursued a physics degree, setting the foundation for his distinctive approach to golf. His scientific understanding of the game influenced everything from his swing mechanics to his equipment choices. DeChambeau's commitment to using science in golf not only distinguished him from his peers, but also laid the groundwork for his innovations that would follow. While at SMU, Bryson's talents flourished, culminating in a standout collegiate career. He captured the NCAA individual title in 2015 and followed it up with an impressive performance at the U.S. Amateur Championship at Olympia Fields Country Club in Illinois. His college achievements solidified his reputation as a rising star, showcasing a blend of skill, intellect, and an unconventional approach that set him apart from traditional golfers. DeChambeau's first PGA Tour win came in 2017 at the John Deere Classic. With a final round of 67, he finished at 18 under par, making a significant mark on the tour and validating his unique approach. However, Bryson's journey was not without its challenges. The years following his first win were marked by a tumultuous relationship with fans and media. The 2018 Open Championship at Carnoustie was a turning point, as DeChambeau experienced a dramatic meltdown on the course that drew criticism and ridicule. During the tournament, Bryson struggled with his game, facing challenging conditions and an unforgiving course layout. His frustrations boiled over after a series of poor shots, leading to visibly emotional moments that caught the attention of both fans and commentators. The pressure of competing in one of golf's most prestigious events seemed to weigh heavily on him, and his on-course antics, such as throwing his clubs and expressing his frustration loudly, did little to endear him to the crowd. As he navigated the course, Bryson's unique style of play came under scrutiny. His meticulous approach, while innovative, was often perceived as overly analytical and slow, contributing to mounting frustration among his peers and spectators alike. The media quickly seized upon this, framing him as a golfer who couldn't handle the pressure of a major championship. This incident not only affected his performance, but also fueled a narrative that painted him as a controversial figure, further alienating a segment of fans who were already skeptical of his unconventional methods and brash personality. Following Carnoustie, social media exploded with commentary, memes, and mockery, reflecting the public's mixed feelings about Bryson. Instead of rallying support, he found himself at the center of negative attention, illustrating the fine line between innovation and acceptance in the sport. The incident marked the beginning of what many would later refer to as Bryson's hated era, where every misstep was magnified and his persona became a lightning rod for criticism, setting the stage for the challenges he would face in the coming years. After a year of not winning much of anything, he looked to change his approach yet again. His decision to bulk up in 2020 further sparked debate, as he transformed his physique to increase distance off the tee, leading to a new wave of skepticism among fans and players alike. He gained weight and muscle mass, boasting about his newfound power, and began hitting the ball further than most of his competitors. While some applauded his dedication to fitness and the scientific approach behind his transformation, most viewed it as a gimmick that undermined the traditional skill set of golf. Critics questioned whether his reliance on physical strength would overshadow the nuanced techniques and finesse that are fundamental to the game. This shift also sparked discussions about the integrity of the sport. Some argued that golf should not be about sheer power, but rather about precision, strategy, and artistry. Additionally, Bryson's bold claims about his distance gains and his willingness to challenge conventional wisdom rubbed some peers the wrong way, Fellow players openly expressed their doubts, suggesting that his approach might not be sustainable in the long run. As Bryson embraced his new identity as a power hitter, he also found himself in the spotlight that magnified every success and failure. The narrative surrounding his transformation became a defining aspect of his career during this period, as he navigated the challenges of being both a trailblazer and a target for skepticism in a sport deeply rooted in tradition. Despite facing considerable backlash, Bryson DeChambeau's determination and game reached its first peak at the September edition of the 2020 US Open at Winged Foot. His unique approach to the game finally paid off, as he captured his first major championship, being the only player to finish under par out of the 144-player field. Bryson played the course very different than his opponents that week. While the field was heavily focused on driving accuracy and staying out of the thick rough, Bryson decided to play the percentage game and hit the ball as close to the green as he could on every tee shot. He only hit about 55% of the fairways that week, but had found himself less than 100 yards from the hole on almost every tee shot. In his mind, taking wedge out of the rough was better than having a 7-iron from the fairway, and his strategy paid off. In a moment that felt both isolated and monumental, DeChambeau proved that determination and hard work could silence the critics, or so we thought. Critics continued to shame Bryson for trying to break golf during that US Open, but in his mind, he thought that he was on a path to greatness. At this point in his career, Bryson had a load of confidence, won his first major championship, and vaulted to number 5 in the OWGR. He thought he could do no wrong, but as we will see, that was not the case. Following that US Open victory, he headed to the 2020 Masters tournament, which was being held in November that year, again because of COVID-19. This Masters will always be remembered for being held in November. The autumn leaves on a golf course like Augusta National is all that needs to be said. During the tournament, Bryson DeChambeau made headlines with his bold comment about the course, stating that it could be played as a par 67 for him. DeChambeau said, "I truly believe that if I hit the ball the way I know I can make it a par 67. It's about how I approach the game and the distance I can create." He felt that, with his length off the tee and his strategic approach to the course, he could significantly alter the traditional perception of the challenging layout. Fans did not take well to that comment, as Bryson's confidence from his US Open win was quickly morphing into an irritating air of superiority. Bryson wrapped up the tournament tied for 34th place, at -2, without shooting better than a 69 in any of his 4 rounds, news that many golf fans found kismet. After that autumn Masters, one of the most talked about aspects of DeChambeau's career during that time had been his ongoing feud with fellow golfer Brooks Koepka. Their rivalry intensified in 2021, marked by social media exchanges and on-course confrontations. The infamous Spikegate incident at Kiowa further fueled the fire, capturing the attention of fans and media alike. This feud between cool guy Brooks and the overconfident nerd Bryson was the most talked about thing in golf that year, and it seemed most fans sided with Koepka. Bryson's antics, kicking fans out for chanting "Brooksy" at him, to the Twitch and Twitter spat over Koepka's Sports Illustrated body issue appearance, kept the rivalry alive for quite a while. That following fall, at the 2021 Ryder Cup, the tension between Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau was a major storyline. Despite their ongoing feud, they both represented Team USA, and even played together in a foursomes match on Friday. Their partnership was seen as somewhat awkward, but they ultimately managed to secure victory against their European opponents. That Ryder Cup seemed like a turning point for Bryson, as he was beginning to gain acceptance from USA fans and golf enthusiasts alike. After all, everyone loves a big hitter when he's on your side. However, rather than capitalizing on that momentum for the next season, he would soon make a career move that he knew would attract criticism. However, it could ultimately be the long-term solution he was seeking. In June 2022, Bryson made headlines by joining Live Golf, despite having publicly stated that it wasn't for him. His decision to leave the PGA Tour faced considerable backlash, and he, like many others, received significant hate for this decision. However, Bryson cited several reasons for his move outside of the obvious financial incentives. He leaned heavily into talks about schedule flexibility, content freedoms, and growth of the sport as a whole. After he joined Live, it felt like Bryson had reached the peak of unpopularity and irrelevance, until a memorable incident in September of 2022, during his first year on the Live Tour. While trying to walk under a rope after hitting a shot at Live Chicago, he ran into it, leading to a moment where he was heard shouting profanities at the volunteers. This episode became emblematic of his polarizing persona, and it seemed that even his most devoted supporters had lost hope for a change in his image. Following the chaos of previous years, Bryson entered a quiet period in 2023. During this time, he focused on rebranding himself and engaging with fans through his YouTube channel. he took a step back from the limelight, allowing for a more measured approach to his public persona. 2024 was a big year for Bryson, as he began to experience a resurgence in popularity. His honest and comfortable demeanor in media appearances contrasted sharply with his earlier know-it-all persona. Engaging with fans through fun golf formats on YouTube helped bridge the gap between him and a broader audience, and his off-course endeavors showed a lighter, more relatable side, making him more endearing to many. At the 2024 PGA Championship at Valhalla, he received considerable fan support as he interacted with spectators throughout the event, even assisting a young boy in retrieving a signed ball Bryson had tossed him. This refreshed version of Bryson appeared to be enjoying himself, and after narrowly missing out by one stroke, he was the first player to congratulate Xander Schauffele after his round. These moments at this tournament showcased a different side of Bryson, one that fans genuinely appreciated. The 2024 US Open became the culmination of his comeback. In a tournament and a venue that almost seemed storybook, Bryson took on the test of Pinehurst No. 2 with no fear. Paying homage to past winner Payne Stewart by donning a flat cap, Bryson experienced an outpouring of support from fans who had once criticized him. His heartfelt interactions, including a signing of a hat for a special needs child during his final round play, showcased his growth and emotional maturity. In one of the most memorable major championships in recent history, Bryson and Rory McIlroy battled fiercely on the back nine of the final round. After Rory bogeyed the 18th hole in the penultimate group, Bryson found himself needing to get up and down to clinch the victory. He faced one of golf's toughest shots, a 50-yard bunker shot. After hitting it to within 3 feet and then sinking the putt, Bryson celebrated in a way that reflected a young boy making his first par with his father, and that moment truly showed the world his personal transformation. It was clear he was no longer focused on being the smartest player or the longest hitter. Instead, he simply wanted to enjoy playing the game that he loved. As we look to the future for Bryson DeChambeau, the potential is limitless. His dynamic presence will be crucial for the Ryder Cup teams to come, bringing high-level competitive energy and excitement to the competition. His YouTube channel, with over 1.5 million subscribers, promises to produce fun, exciting content that will both grow the game and grow his fan base on the golf course. The videos he's published to date with Donald Trump, John Daly, and many other big names in the golf world have made waves and blazed a new trail for YouTube golf, further emphasizing its importance to the game. While the future of LIV Golf remains uncertain, one thing is clear. Bryson is aiming for greatness in the majors, with aspirations for multiple major championships moving forward. The journey from polarizing figure to beloved player is a testament to the transformative power of sports, and Bryson DeChambeau's story is far from over.